Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to Guitar Daily. This is my daily thing on YouTube that I do. I thought today I would talk about playing acoustic guitar, and particularly acoustic guitar for those that are not acoustic players. Like me. I do play acoustic guitar, but primarily my instrument is electric guitar. That's what I do. I primarily play electric guitar. So the first thing I would say, if you're going to play acoustic guitar and you're an electric player, is to change your pick. The best picks I have found are these little Dunlop orange .60s. They seem to be about the right flex. You can hear it's got a bit of flex in it, but still firm enough to get a note. You want a bit of flex when it comes to acoustic, especially if you're going to strum. That's when, you know, it takes on a different feel to it. You can dig in, but it's not going to go and kind of choke the note like it would. So that's one of the big advantages of using a softer pick on an acoustic guitar. So that's the first thing. Get yourself a softer pick. .60 seems to be about the sweet spot. Second thing I would say is, I've done a video about practicing on acoustic guitar. That's not what I'm talking about. Practicing is different. When you practice, play whatever you want on whatever. But I'm talking about playing acoustic guitar if you're an electric player like me. So when I play acoustic guitar, I think differently. I don't play the same voicings I might play on electric. For example, if it's a G chord, I might play this on electric. Probably not all those notes, but maybe something like that or like that. But on acoustic, 9 times out of 10, I see a G chord, I'm going to go. That's just a sweet tone, right? So as you saw at the beginning there, they were sitting on the dock of the bay. And there's no real nice voicing for B, but maybe B7, but that's not the right flavor. It's really B. Right? Open chords where possible, because they just sound richer on acoustic guitar. And also too, it frees up if there's 2 guitar players. It frees up the electric player to kind of do some other things. So that's one of my approaches, right? If I have to fingerstyle and play with a fingerstyle, I always have to pick either ready on my knee right here, or it's just sitting in between my fingers, and I place it here between my second and third finger. And the reason for that is it still allows me movement like this, right? So if I want to go now, I'm more likely to do that on a nylon string guitar than a steel string guitar like this, but sometimes that's the sound they want, so you give the client what they want. See, I can still pick out all the notes. It doesn't give me quite the freedom, so sometimes I'll put it on my knee or on the music stand next to me or wherever. But I prefer when I'm finger picking to use I do a sort of it's not like a classical player. I tend to play E string, B string, G string, and then thumb for the rest. Of course, a crossover, you do whatever's practical, right, to make the music work. But it's different when if I was playing a classical piece, right? I'm not going to play a classical piece on this, right? Now, if I play more a jazz thing, which doesn't happen very often that I have to play acoustic guitar, I'm probably more likely to play an arch-top guitar. But say for some reason I had this guitar, I'm going to go to just simple voicings. Alright, and that kind of thing can work really well. I find with acoustic guitar, one of the big things is you don't want to be pushing too hard. I find if I press too hard here, my arm gets sore, right? This is an instrument with heavy strings typically, and I find that if I push too hard for too long, things are going to get sore, right? And if that ever happens, what I do is I just kind of shake it out like that. Right, and just get things loose again, try and play. If it starts hurting, then usually I stop if I can. Maybe one thing I found useful is go to the hand basin in the bathroom and just put your hands under hot water and get it all warmed up, and that can loosen things up, or deep heat. But generally I'm not pushing very hard, even lighter than on electric guitar. And I don't press very hard on electric guitar either. Picking notes like that, arpeggiated chords works really, really well. And And of course, with everything, variety is the spice of life, so it might be like... So the way I look at acoustic guitar is, again, I'm wanting to play deep pocket, right? It's all about groove, regardless of which instrument you play, but especially on acoustic guitar, because it's a rhythmic function in the band. A lot of times when an acoustic guitar is in the mix, all you hear is that much, and maybe a touch of what the chord's doing. So you can't just play any chord you want, but most of what you hear is that, which is why, again, the softer pick works better. I'll get it out. Softer pick works better because it's almost like percussion. That's the way I think about it, right? Right? It's like a percussion roll in the band. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's kind of how I approach acoustic guitar. I prefer to mic an acoustic guitar than to use the pickup, although this does have a pickup and has this really cool sound port thing here that kicks sound up here. The first chord I played on this guitar, I thought, gee, it's really loud. And then I realized, oh, that's why, because it's giving sound up here. My Martin that I normally use, which is either a 78 or an 82, I'm not totally sure. It's really loud on its own, but doesn't have that hole there, so I don't really hear that. I like pickups in guitars. I do use them when I play live. Mine has an Anthem system in it, which is a microphone and a bridge. That's the best system I've found. I use an AC2, I think it's called, by Zoom. That's my reverb and stuff, and I'll talk about that further when I talk about nylon string, which is coming very soon. I've had a question about that too. So yeah, I hope that's been useful. That's kind of how I approach acoustic guitar when I'm an electric player. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already.